Hi everyone, today I want to talk to you about one of my favourite topics and something that I'm really regularly presenting on at the moment, and that is the topic of resilience. Now I present on something called Building a Resilient Toolkit. And when I do, and last week was a case in point, I'm often asked the question, is this in our DNA or is it actually a skill that we can all learn? Well, interestingly, I think for some people it is in their DNA, and there are other features that help you recognise if you're one of those people. So let me give you a couple of examples. If you truly believe that you are in control of your life, something that we call internal locus of control, this is often a very typical feature of strong resilience. And what comes with it as well is knowing what you want in life, which I think means you set goals to achieve that. That helps you get very focused about what you want to achieve. And obviously there are other things, for example, if you're really quite strong or stoic when you go through tough times. And I think that way you start to build tools in your kit bag. For example, also getting quite emotionally intelligent and able to use logic around situations rather than getting very hurt or very upset by events. Now, obviously some events are traumatic, nothing's perfect, nothing can stop that. And those are the situations where anybody and everybody can't be expected to be resilient in there, and they need time. That's a given. So please don't expect perfection here. But I think if you're looking to build it, let me give you a few tips. Now, the place I would start is taking a large piece of paper, or even two or three, and if you've got it, then a piece of flip chart would be great. And draw a line that represents the ups and downs of your life. So for example, between 0 and 10, you might have gone away for your first experience of a school trip. Between 10 and 20, you've passed your driving test, probably have your first boyfriend or girlfriend, maybe even sadly been rejected. It goes on. And then when you've really mapped those out, just write them in blocks of 10-year phases if you prefer. Try step 2, which is really looking at what it took to be able to get through each one of these situations. Look for things like confidence and capability, and I was intelligent, and then look at different situations. So that would be the third tip. Look at different contexts. For example, at work, you might be credible and professional and capable and efficient, but at home, you might be affectionate and loving and enjoy cooking and other things which actually make you really quite domestic and homely. So the fourth is build your list. Now, build that list of strengths to the point where you've got it on a small piece of card, and there may be 20 of them, and work at them. Think about how to build on them, how to actually set goals that use these strengths and skills. And maybe each time you go through something, add to the list and say to yourself, well, what did that take? Presenting, I've never done that before. Or pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, what did that take? And then before you know it, really, the amazing thing is you actually have a physical and visual representation of resilience in practice. And you have evidence of that. So what I think I'm saying to you is experience teaches resilience. And amazingly, all you really have to do is keep practicing, and you simply develop it to the point where it gets stronger and stronger. So I hope that's interesting, and you have a think about that. Maybe try the exercises too. Okay, take care everyone. See you soon.